right, I think we're live in both places. Hello, everyone. It's Carrie here. I'm here with my new friend Amanda, and we are going to be talking to you all about our new program that is coming out in January, and we can't wait to tell you more about it and just more about ourselves. I know you might know me, these are my pages, but I want you to get to know Amanda and kind of what her thoughts and her journey has been and how she has just been so gifted in helping people. And so if you have any questions while we're live, just shoot them to us. We'd love to create more of a conversation, and we're actually going to have a conversation too about this. But we wanted to first start off by just sharing a little bit about what are the things that we hear all the time from women, right? I mean, we talk to a women, we're around a lot of women, right? We both have clients we work with, like, what do we hear the most? And I'll just start since I'm already talking here, but I would say the thing that I hear the most is I just don't have the energy that I feel like I want or I need to get through the day. There is a wall that you hit at 3 p.m. Yeah. There's just, you need a nap. You just feel like all you want to do is get through the day and just go lay on the couch the rest of the night. And instead of really wanting to go do things with your family or go to different events, right? You just don't want to do that anymore. Another thing that I hear, and we both hear, I know we were just talking about this, is how overwhelming and frustrating and confusing all the information out there is. And that's sort of a blessing and a curse to living in the day and time that we live in. We do have access to so much information, but yet a lot of it's contradicting. You could focus on here and then hear something else that completely contradicts that. And like, what do you even do? It can just be really overwhelming. So what are some of the main pain points that you hear, Amanda?
So I want to talk about both of those things that you said, actually, because I also get people saying they have no energy, but also they're tired when they wake up.
Oh, yeah.
And so that is just a key factor for so many things. And so if you're waking up in the morning and you're still tired, your body's talking to you, and you got to figure out, what's going on. And then absolutely just where do I start? There's so much information. And, like we could go in all different directions with that. It's not just one thing. I mean, it's in all the way you eat, your lifestyle. I mean, just so many things, right? How much sleep you need. I mean, we could go in all different directions, but we both see, I think, the same things. Like, people are coming to us for the same things, maybe just in a little bit, it's being addressed a little bit differently, right?
Yeah.
And so that's, I think, the exciting part about joining together.
I agree.
And I just think the way that we're doing this program is definitely something that, well, neither one of us do, right? Because we're doing our own portion, but combining is going to be just a new program, and it's going to give people access to the great things that you do, and then the great things that I do.
Agreed. We're very much on the same page, even with color. This was not planned.
It's not at all.
Funny. And maybe we'll tell you a little bit about how we met and our journeys and kind of what we do individually, sort of more at the end. But we wanted to get onto sort of in the next thing that we want to address is how are we going to address these things? We mentioned these pain points, and there are so many more. Those are just the two main ones that we hear over and over and over again, which lead to really more things in your health. But how do we plan on addressing this? I'll kind of let you go first and just tell them a little bit about what your giftings are and how you want to address some of these.
Sure. So I am a holistic health coach. And so really what that is, well, I'll just throw this out there. People all the time when I'm seeing them, there's like, oh, it's like a therapy session. I'm not a therapist. However, I ask so many questions. So on these one-on-one sessions that I have with people, I'm just asking a lot of questions to make you curious about why do you do the things that you do? Why do you have the habits that you have? They stem from much more than we think that they do. And so it's really just me posing lots of questions. I'm a cheerleader and an accountability partner all wrapped into one. And so that one-on-one with somebody, though, gives you that. It's hard to tell somebody when you know that you're meeting with them again, like, yeah, I've been doing that.
True.
So I mean, if you if you're not having that consistent checkup, right, then it's easy for you to tell yourself, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. It's not so easy to tell somebody else I didn't do something that I made a plan for myself. It's not me telling you, you made it for yourself.
Right.
So I'm just holding you accountable.
I love that. And that's really where I have seen a lot of gaps maybe in how I've helped people in the past is that accountability was I tried different ways to provide accountability, but it's really not like what she can provide. And her giftings are different than mine, but I feel like they can work very well together. And just to mention one thing, it kind of bring out one thing that you said is that there is so much that we have to let go of that's weighing us down, and we also have to unlearn a lot. And that's not necessarily just going to happen in 90 days, but at least you'll be on a very good path to continuing that journey. And that's just such a big part of healing is to let go of some of those things. And it's just as important, if not more important, than what you're putting in your body and how you're moving your body and all that stuff that's kind of easier to focus on sometimes. I find that the really holding ourselves accountable and doing the work is often pushed to the side because we just want, and it's almost can be a quick fix, right?
I was just going to say that. And that is exactly, people go into a program thinking, okay, I want this result, when there's so much more that has to be dug into and addressed before you can get to what you think you really came for. And so it's fun to watch that kind of unfold in the whole process, because what people think they came to me for is not really, it's not that they won't get the results that they're wanting. However, other things had to be addressed first. Right. And so it's just really starting, I guess this is the easiest way to say it, is we're helping people build a new foundation.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then they continue to build, and we give them the tools that they can continue to build from there.
Right. Yeah. And you're doing that in different ways than I am. So just briefly, I have helped people in a lot of different ways over the years, but really what I have realized is I do want to help people build a strong foundation. And what I see is that if they do only focus on certain aspects of their health and don't look at it as a whole, not that those can't be valuable, but you just really are not building a super strong foundation that you can then build on. And that's what constantly keeps causing you issues and frustration. And so I really love to come at it a couple of different ways. I do love to use diagnostic tools like tests, but I also just like to think, as a whole, just to see what stressors are in your life and the way that you're eating, the way that you're exercising, even the mental piece, which she's going to be maybe hitting on more, but it's just important to get a whole picture of where you're at so that we can then just take things step by step and start rebuilding that foundation. And everybody's different. I think that's really important to note here, because in what we're going to be offering in this program it is individualized. And if you want something that's cookie cutter and maybe a pre-made meal plan or something like that, that's really not what we're going to be providing. And so I think it's important to note that it will be very individualized, and I really think it's going to be great that you get both of us. I bring value and she brings value, and we can strengthen that foundation together.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So why don't you discuss a little bit about, you can include some of your journey, and then we'll maybe end up with a little bit more about the program, like nuts and bolts.
Okay, so I am, a little bit about me, I guess, is so I am a daughter of the King. I am a wife, a mother, that's just a couple of titles. Obviously, I'm, want to help people, so I have a heart for helping people. And with all of that, I kind of got to where I am now because I have, a son who had a lot of medical issues for many, many years. And I thought I was pretty healthy, and I was raising my kids to be pretty healthy. And then it kind of was like, stop, and here's, a roadblock. And that's really what it was. But I learned so many things on that journey. And so that kind of prepared me for what was to come in my own journey later on down the road. And I had a major health crisis, and what I learned from my son's journey really poured into my own. And I just I really found a love for researching and just learning and just the knowledge and how the body works and just so many things. And so I am here as a living testament, really, to the power of just being obedient and giving my body what God intended for it to. And that really is the simplest thing that I can say, because have I used doctors? Have I used medication? You know, like all of these things. Yeah, there are times for those, but I really am here because God has provided that path for me, and I was obedient to follow it. So now, because of that, I want to help other people learn that same thing. And so, does that mean I have all the answers? No, it does. Definitely does not. But I think from your own experiences and my own experiences, we have a lot of wealth to give people, and so that's really exciting.
Yes, and I believe that, you know, in God's word, He says that we're better together, and so joining together with someone that's like-minded it just felt really natural to me and something that had been missing. So that's kind of the premise behind joining together for this program. Now, just a little bit about my journey, and you're following, we're looking on my page here. So you might know some of this, but my journey, I would say it started back when I wanted to conceive my first child, Edie. And so I got off birth control and thought I would get pregnant right away, and it just didn't happen that way. And I have basically been on a learning journey ever since then. And so I just am so thankful for that frustrating 2 years that, you know, I really wanted desperately to be pregnant, and I just seemed just out of my reach. And I'm just thankful for how my faith grew and how I just unlearned a lot of things and continue that journey of unlearning and really realizing that God gives us everything we need through food, through the way that we can take care of our body, and that's really fueled my journey. Now, I will say, throughout that journey, I have been very confused. I have been very restricted in my eating. In the past, I have just tried all the things, let's say, right?
I was just going to say
there's no shortage of what I have tried. My husband probably thinks I'm somewhat crazy, but that's okay. You can be different, right? But I just feel like
say I'm my own experiment. I'm gonna try it on myself before I tell somebody else about it.
Right. So I mean, believe me, like we've been where that's the beauty of it, right? We've kind of maybe gone through that, so we can help other people in that same way. But I really feel for the person that does feel very frustrated and just wants to feel better. But how do you do that? The medical system is very broken, and so I wanted to help people that are maybe just realizing that and wanting a different way, right? So let's get to a little bit of the nuts and bolts of this program that we are calling reNEWed. Kind of off the basis of Romans 12:2. God transforms us every day. He renews us, and although we want to use tools and guidance, like obviously He is the one that renews us. And so we're always going to be pointing you back to Him. We're not necessarily calling this a Christian-based program, but obviously from the name and from what we've shared, it is very rooted in that. And so I just wanted to share that with you. But a few of the nuts and bolts of this program, and I'll let you maybe share a little bit more about how you're going to work with people. But this is a 3-month program that is going to be starting in January. And again, this is the first time we've done this, so we're going to call this a beta testing group, right? I mean, we definitely have our own experiences from working with clients one-on-one individually, right? But coming together, this is the first time we're going to be doing that. So the price is going to reflect that. We want someone that realizes that going in and gets to take advantage of a lower price, but also can give us feedback and is open to, changes or whatever we just want to serve people the best. So just knowing that going in. As far as working with me in the program, there will be testing that will be involved just to make sure that we're on the right track with you as an individual, and just giving you diet recommendations and exercise recommendations and lifestyle and general recommendations to make sure that you're building that strong foundation in the most efficient and effective way. And so you'll meet with me one-on-one, with Amanda one-on-one each month, and then we will also have group Q&A time each week to share wins, to ask questions, to be together. We love the community aspect of this, And
share your frustrations.
Yes, I mean we're we all have those, so it's important. But share a little bit about what they'll be working with you on.
Yeah, so then the testing that you're going to do kind of at the beginning kind of gives us the guideline of where we're going to go with the coaching sessions with me.
Okay.
And so we're going to combine those two things together, and you'll get 6 sessions with me. So there'll be bi-weekly sessions. Those sessions are about an hour long, 45 minutes to an hour long, and they will be addressing all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So like you said earlier, the emotional side of things, right? We don't realize how much is tied into that, and the way that we think even about ourselves and the things that we say to ourselves. And really it's just kind of unlearning a lot of those things.
And I might add, if you don't ever go through that step, it's just difficult. It makes it more difficult, and you will struggle. You know, I don't mean to say that in a negative way, but if you constantly telling yourself something that's not true, and you have these patterns, it's really important to ditch those.
It's true. Perception, like the way that you perceive things, has a huge impact on your health.
It does.
And so we talk about that, and we talk about food. And I mean, there's just so many
and relationship to food.
Absolutely.
Another thing that I see, not to get too much off topic, but people are so restrictive with their food now. They have, just maybe they've done a food sensitivity, or maybe they've heard this food is bad and this food is good. And I'm completely guilty of that. I'm learning this too. Like, that is just not good for us.
No, we need to eat lots of things on a regular basis, like variety.
Right.
There's so many nutrients and vitamins in all kinds of foods. And so is there something maybe your body doesn't like so much? Maybe you don't eat as much of that. But to take it completely away, it makes more stress. I mean, like, it causes more stress mentally and even physically sometimes, because you don't get the nutrients that you need. So that's a big part. Yeah, and that is true. And so there are so many ways that we could go with that, but there are obviously things that people can't have for different reasons, but that has a lot to do with like the practices of how we've gotten to where we are with food. More than anything else. And so if you get back to the root of how it was, then you probably wouldn't have that problem. And so all of that stuff is, it's a part of learning. And that's the part that I think we both love, is just teaching people and that just educating them, because you can make better choices when you know better, right? And so then when we were talking about food, though, I was thinking about just all the different, I don't even like the word diet. But all the different diets that are out there and how confusing they are, right? And we're definitely going to address this because it's a big deal now. I mean, goodness, I don't remember all these diets back when I was younger, right? Yeah, and so I will share a little kind of a tidbit with you that I share with all of my clients. I don't like the word diet at all. However, if you switch those words around, or those letters around, you have edit. Same exact letters. And so if you edit your lifestyle, you can make all kinds of changes. But like I said, it's all about perception and how you see things, right? And so it is a play on words, but that play on words does something to your brain. And so you can edit something can be edited, and it doesn't seem so overwhelming. Right. And it doesn't seem so permanent. I think that's part of the issue too. It's like, I can never eat this food again, and completely guilty, me right here. So, we're all learning. We're unlearning, maybe, right? So we're on this journey with you, but we just feel called to guide you in what we've already learned. So please know that as well. Absolutely. So I did get a question on Instagram, and it was, is this for someone that has a complex health history? And I want to touch on that for a minute, because a lot of us do have complex, and I have worked with a lot of people that have very complex health histories. And so I want to tell you where I'm coming from this. So this program is not going to be something that is very focused on hormonal health, gut health, thyroid health, whatever it might be, like all these little places, even like blood sugar. There's just so many different areas of health that you can focus. This program isn't really going to be focused on any one of those specific areas of health. However, it will address any health history that you have to help you strengthen your foundation and move forward
in a better way. So that's the best way that I can explain it. So to answer your question, yes, for sure. All of the things I'm going to take, what I do is get a really comprehensive view. I mean, I want to look at blood work and any tests that you've previously done, and we're going to just see where you're at as an individual, right? And even if it's complex, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we get so overwhelmed because we have a complex health history, right? And then I get it. Maybe it is a little bit more complex, but that's okay. We do welcome you, but just to know that it's not going to be focused on one certain thing, because I feel that we need to look at the whole picture.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's whole health. And so when you look at whole health, you're looking at multiple areas. And when you do that, you can address things differently than what other programs have done.
Right. And not that they're bad. Not that other programs are bad.
Absolutely not.
But I feel and have
stressing
seen
it differently.
yes, that also with this approach, it's more efficient and it's more effective because it addresses you as a whole and it helps you to be able to optimize in all of those areas because you're building that foundation.
Absolutely.
So I hope that was a good and
not only that, you have to think of we're the guides, right? So we're guiding you. But you're the one doing the work. You're the one putting in the work. And so you're going to get from the program what you put into the program, right? So it's all based on like what you want to do moving forward. And so we're here to help you in whatever that looks like for you. And everyone is individual.
Exactly. And I just seen other programs and maybe even been a part of other programs that it's like my way or the highway, and there's only one way to do things. I know that there's different ways to do things, and we want to do things also that are going to be doable for you. Yeah. It's not going to be like you can never eat out or you can never, eat a certain food or, whatever it is. Like it's so restrictive and it's just overwhelming. And a lot of times people just say, I can't do that. Yeah. We really want it to be something that is doable for you where you're at because everybody's on in a different chapter of their journey, and so that's really important as well.
It's just really about making better choices, right? I won't even say better, healthier choices for yourself, because the whole concept and the whole premise of this is to really help people become the healthiest version of themselves. Yeah. And you and I aren't the same person, right? And so your healthy isn't necessarily my healthy, right? And that is in all different aspects. So
people get really caught up on that as well. So
yeah.
And I hope you hear our heart behind this. We wanted to tell you a few of the pain points and how we plan to address them in our story, but I just hope that you can feel our heart behind it, and that I know personally I've been thinking and praying about this program for at least a year, probably not more than that, and I really just wanted to take my time and just really let the Lord lead me. And I was praying for someone to partner with, and I didn't know Amanda prior to, I think, August. Yeah. And it was like, I don't know, everything just kind of fell into place, and that's when you know it's right. So I am extremely excited to partner with Amanda. I'm extremely excited for the people that are going to be joining us that are really going to just feel completely in a different space after these 90 days and really be on a great path and one that's doable, one that is not so confusing, and so that they can feel their best. Like that's our goal. I mean, I don't really think God meant for us to be weighed down so much and so confused. I really think he wants us to experience, the energy and the joy and just the clarity even to move forward and to serve those around us and with our families. So that's definitely our goal.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And I wanted to add to that. So as we've both been kind of praying through this process, we have really already begun praying for you, like the women who are going to come into this program, because it's going to be, there are going to be times where it's difficult, right? So anything that we do when we're making changes, moving forward, trying to sift through things, it's hard. And there's going to be times where you don't want to do what you need to do. And so we've already begun praying for you in that aspect, because that is where we're really committing to you, is that we are going to hold you accountable, but at the same time in a very loving way. And you know Carrie probably better than you know me. You've got to know me a little bit, but I can be really hard and really sweet all at the same time. And it's really just based on, my heart. I just want to really help people become who God intended for them to be. And it's exciting to watch that.
It is.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why I just love you so much. I love that combination, right?
And I'm that way with myself too.
Yeah.
So
exactly. I love it. And so we hope this little Q&A session conversation has been just helpful in knowing our hearts behind this and sort of what this program entails. But if you want more information about this, you can go to carriecoody.com/reNEWed. And I'm going to put that link below this video on Facebook, and then it'll be in my stories and Instagram. And this video will live here, so if you want to come back and watch it, if you kind of caught us in the middle, you can always go back and watch it in the beginning. But just really quickly about this first round. So we have decided to open up as sort of like a pre-registration November 12th, and it'll stay open for a week, so till November 19th, and then again in January until we're full. We can only take so many, and we're doing a smaller amount. And so again, this is a beta run. The price will reflect that. If you have any questions at all, you can contact myself or Amanda. And we are just very excited about this and have prayed about this and just excited to see what the Lord's going to do.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Have a great day.
Thanks so much.